Alfie, I'm not sure if you've seen, but Nestle and Kit Kat have decided to put out a new 6-fingered Kit Kat in honour of the poster for the new Marvel film coming out next year.
The brand new character, the Sentinel. Is that his name? The Sentinel or something? I don't know what his
Sentry,
name is.
I think.
The character. Sentry, that's it. Yeah, he's got 6 fingers. How about that? Do you think that's comics accurate?
I don't know. I've never read a comic in my life, so maybe they all have 6 fingers.
This show's called Movie On Up, not Read On Up. We don't.
Yeah,
do
exactly. Yeah.
What are your opinions on that poster, Adam? Let's start with that. Go on.
So when I initially saw it, it was off the back, almost like I scrolled off the Gladiator 2 poster to see the Thunderbolts poster, and the Gladiator 2 one, I think, is not too great. Yeah. It's like they're trying to harken back to the sort of 2000s posters, which I guess somewhat makes sense, but it doesn't look great. This Thunderbolts one looks like fun. It's basically the 6 main characters. Is it 5 or 6 main characters of the Thunderbolts anyway? All kind of piling in on each other and punching, and then Florence Pugh just kind of go like, kind of eye rolling with her hand to her head or something. Yeah, I think it captures the vibe of what I want that film to be.
I like the concept. I think the poster as a concept is great, with the tagline, is it "Be careful who you assemble" as well. I think that's a class little tagline for it's kind of Marvel's Suicide Squad, isn't it? I think it's really cool, but I just think the compositing on the on the poster is so bad, because you've got like 4 of them in the background, Florence Pugh in the middle, and then I think Ghost like composited on the foreground, and it just looks, and the lighting is so off, and they all just look really stilted. But overall, as a concept, the poster's great.
Hello and welcome back to Movie On Up. It's episode 33 with your hosts, me, Alan Barlow.
And me, Alfie Walker.
Alfie, it is about 5:30 on a Wednesday afternoon. This is proper hump day, hump time, dare I say, in the least dodgy
Buy
way.
me a drink first. Jesus, Adam.
How's your hump time going, Alfie?
How's your hump time? Hump time's reserved for Saturday nights only. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry.
It is a grim Wednesday here in Old Blighty.
Yeah.
It is raining outside here. I don't know if it is where you are.
Yeah, it was about 5 minutes before we hit record. It was absolutely apocalyptic rain outside. Like, you could hear it on the roof and through the walls. I was like, I can't even record in my room at this point if it's going to be this loud. But thankfully, it has settled down somewhat. But last week as well, you mentioned you had a bit of a sore throat.
I did. I had a little chesty, tickly cough. I'm still feeling ill. I said to Adam, my current Zoom, or not, is it a Discord video, I look a mess. My hair's everywhere, my beard's everywhere. So it's a good job this is a podcast and not a YouTube video.
I will say, not that the listeners can get anything from this, but the way we record this at the moment is on Discord, and we record separately and then compile the audio files together. But Alfie's laptop or computer, I'm not sure what you record on, your camera is smooth as anything. I don't know why. Even me on my own laptop is running at 2 frames per second, but Alfie's 4K, harsh white lighting. You can see the light causing some sort of halo through my hair.
Yeah, you've got a halo above you.
It looks so bad. So I think you can cut yourself some slack, Alf, because you're in a TV studio now on there.
In a TV studio, yeah. I've got a camera crew here helping me film.
Every time you go get a drink off camera, you actually get your makeup polished up and hairstylist on set.
They take the mic off, they put the mic back on. Yeah. This
spray
week
you with air freshener.
A little spritz, a little perfume spritz.
Hey, you, spray me. Oi, intern, give me a coffee, flat white.
Yeah, coffee. I have a flat white.
Mud with water,
please. That's the dream, mate. My God.
Goat milk. I told you, goat milk is my go-to. I can't work in these conditions.
It's like that bit where Christian Bale and Tom Cruise get really shouty on set. The clips that we've spoken about before.
Funny you bring that up. I was listening to that episode last night, in fact, and oh my god, what a great little moving up. I got a bit nostalgic for it. What a little moment we had there. That was like episode 7, I think, with the Christian Bale and Tom Cruise clips.
Ah, the good old days.
Yeah, back when we were at uni,
Oh.
ages ago. Right, though, today we've got a fair amount to talk about. Actually, some interesting projects. All of them to do with evil, is what I noticed.
Ooh, yeah, right. That's true.
Kind of an unplanned theme this week. So I'm gonna.
It's a Halloween
talk
theme.
About the new film. It's a Halloween theme. We're not quite in October, but you know, we're jumping.
You can
the
listen
gun.
to this in October.
Yeah, it's an evergreen bit of content. This. If you want, guys, just leave this one. Just if you got this far into the episode, just leave it. Listen to the rest in about a month's time.
Turn it off right now.
Stop listening to our podcast.
In exactly 30 days' time.
Set reminders on your phone now. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about the new film with James McAvoy, X-Men First Class. No, Speak No Evil, and Alfie. You've seen a couple of TV shows as well.
Yeah, so me and Adam are going to talk about Agatha All Along, the new Marvel one. We're going to briefly talk about that. Adam's only seen the first episode and most of the second. I've seen both. So we're going to just sort of review that first episode or two. And then also I have binge watched the new Ryan Murphy show. You may have remembered Dame from about 1 or 2 years ago. This is basically season 2 of that same show. This time not focusing on Dame, it's focusing on ERIK and LYLE Menendez, the brothers who murdered their parents. And yeah, I've watched that whole show. That release dropped about a week ago, I think. So I'm going to review that and all the controversies surrounding it, let's say.
Just quickly on that, I'm sure we'll get into it, as you say. That Monsters Netflix show was advertised in the cinema yesterday, and the audience had a weird reaction to it. Even just the teaser for it is them sort of getting a family portrait taken, and then it sort of cuts, and then the two brothers are hugging and they're naked or whatever, and it's sort of weirdly sexual. Yeah,
we'll get on, because it's a real life story just like Dama, and we'll get onto it properly, but there has been some real sort of what the hell is this, like this is complete fan fiction kind of stuff. So yeah, it'll be good to talk about this stuff.
Let's start this week then with a bit of Marvel talk. Firstly, I know we mentioned the Thunderbolts poster, but there was also a Thunderbolts trailer this week. What did you make of it?
I think it looks like the first Marvel film that's not been shot on a green screen in about 10 years. So I'm quite impressed.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah. It looks like
it
fun.
Looks real.
I'm impressed that it's got some colour grading to it. It's...
How low standards are that, Adam? Yeah. My God. I'm impressed they've got a colour grader.
They've got some real depth of vision here. But I've sort of done a 180, if I'm honest, on the character roster, because I've seen some people take the mick being like, okay, we've got 3 fake Captain Americas, we've got 2 assassins, and a random ghost, right? Well, I'd actually say, after having seen the dynamics and getting a little flavour of the film, I'm very much looking forward to it now. I mean, as we all know, I'm a big fan of Florence Pugh, so that is the main selling point for this film, really. She's front and centre on the poster, as we've said. But Sebastian Stan's in there, who's done a lot of good films at the moment, that's getting a lot of good press as well. I think some of them are going to play at the London Film Festival, but some of them are playing at, is it Fantastic Fest in America somewhere? He's been getting a lot of good reviews and acknowledgement in the press recently, so I'm excited to see him return as Bucky, and a kind of Winter Soldier-esque Bucky as well. It looks like it's borrowing from Winter Soldier, but also having a bit of Civil War energy in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Very much Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a continuation of that, a continuation also of Black Widow. It's a strange sort of collage of the dregs of Marvel, to put it quite cynically.
Quite frankly.
But yeah, I mean, I liked Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp. don't like that film massively, but I think she's an interesting character with a great set of powers. Who else have we got? John Walker. I liked him.
John Walker. We've got David Harbour as the Red Guardian.
Yeah, that's it.
Then we've got Ghost. We've got Taskmaster.
Yeah. Definitely the worst on the team for my money, but
yeah. And then we've got this new one, which is what is this? What the hell was his name?
Sentry, I think.
Sentry, that's it.
Sentry, yeah. In my mind, I get, again, we've said we don't read comics really, but in my mind, Sentry feels like a similar character to Adam Warlock. I don't know how accurate I am.
I literally looked at his Wikipedia page, and from what I could see, yeah, he's kind of like rip-off Superman almost, like just one of those like very powerful energy beings. So we'll see, but yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, the trailer looks promising. I'm more stoked for that film than I thought I would be. Especially also, I think it's a great little 1-2 punch with that and Captain America next year. I think it'll be nice to, if anything, just step away from the multiverse saga and the confusing plot lines of that, and just kind of be like, right, here are 2 grounded films, or presumably
super
grounded films.
Yeah, no, you're spot on there. They're both super grounded, yeah.
Apart from the Red Hulk, I suppose, but
yeah, I
you
guess
overlook that. But anyway, let's talk about something less grounded. The new Disney Plus show, Agatha All Along, debuted with 2 episodes last week. The 3rd episode coming out before you listen to this, but we've not had a chance to see that yet. First impressions, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I was fairly impressed. I said to you yesterday, the last Marvel show I watched was Loki season 2. And then before that, I think the last show I watched was Hawkeye. I sort of dropped out for Moon Knight, She-Hulk, all of those sort of ones. And this is the first one that I've gone, okay, I'm going to watch this day one. And quite honestly, I was quite impressed. It didn't blow me away by any means. It is only episode 1 and 2. But I thought the tone it's taking was really different. It was really campy, which I think is what you want with a sort of witch show. I think it would be hard to do that in a way that's not campy, especially with the way that Agatha was portrayed in like WandaVision, with that kind of over the top, almost a bit hammy. But yeah, so far I thought it looks really promising. And the end of episode 2 leaves it in a good place. So you're pretty much there, Adam, from what I'm aware. But yeah, it leaves it in a good place of where hopefully it's going to go for the next 6 episodes. What was your opinion?
I feel very much the same, I think. I spoke to a colleague about it a couple of days ago, and they said, oh, Adam, have you started watching Agatha All Along? I don't know if you've heard of it. I was like, of course I have. Of course I've heard of it. Of course I've started watching it. And he said, what do you think of it? I said, it's decent, isn't it? It's good fun. He said, yeah, better than expected. So every time I've had someone ask me, oh, what do you think of it? I've just gone, it's better than you'd think it would be. I'm not sure how bad I thought it was going to be. Maybe let's preface it with that. But I think it's a bit late, considering WandaVision was over 3 years ago now. But then WandaVision, I mean, we've got a mutual friend that got into Marvel because of that show. So it's clearly got a big, almost a secondary fan base for the MCU. It had come from WandaVision, and this is basically the first sequel to that, if you discount Multiverse of Madness, which essentially had nothing, no sensical continuation of that show. Anyway, that's a whole other rant.
Yeah.
But I think Catherine Hahn's doing a great job with Agatha Harkness. I think she's funnier than I remember. It's quite bitchy, which I quite like.
It's very bitchy. Yeah, 100%.
It's quite sarky and self-aware, and I thought the opening, actually, when they kind of do a spoof of those like American crime drama shows, that was fun. I actually thought in the first episode, obviously they break out of it. I don't think that's a spoiler to say, but she's essentially still trapped in Wanda's spell from the finale of WandaVision. And now that Wanda is quote-unquote dead from Multiverse of Madness, she can kind of tear her way out of this hex that she was put in. So I actually thought when they start and she's playing this police cop. I was like, this is all very layered, and you've got loads of new characters in it, or characters that were just side characters in WandaVision that do return, which I thought was sweet. That's a nice little through line. And the fact that it is still set in Westview and they leave it and then come back, it feels like a character at this point in itself. But I don't know if you felt this. I initially had a lot of worry with it because when I did watch that first episode, it felt almost too layered and too self-referential, where I was like, if someone was to come across this show or even have just forgotten WandaVision, I think you'd be really lost. I think it was clever and certainly very inventive and creative, but then I don't know if it went a bit too far. But thankfully you don't spend too much in that time. You kind of get on with the actual part of the film.
Yeah, so from what I'm aware, the thing it's parodying is the HBO show Mayor of Easttown, and that's what the accent was that Kathryn Hahn is doing.
Okay.
It's basically a HBO show where someone investigates a murder in a small town called Easttown, and then this is obviously in Westview, or Eastview as well. They even say that in the episode, Eastview. And it's Kate Winslet, the TV show, and I believe including the accent, because I was really put off by the accent she was doing at first. I was like, what is this? But it's apparently it's just a whole parody about this show, and obviously a bit self-referential. From what I'm aware, each individual episode is going to be based on an already existing theme / TV show / property.
Okay.
So very similar to WandaVision in the way that we had a different TV show for each episode, or each sort of 2 episodes. From what I'm aware, this is going to do the same. But yeah, I think you're right. I was really I was a bit like, I don't know about this at first. But then once the sort of got to the end of the episode and she escaped the what she was in, and you had her in her WandaVision outfits through the years and stuff like that, I thought it was really cool. And I'm excited to see it go at the end of episode 2, which I won't spoil, but I'm sure you can imagine where it's going. Yeah, really sort of fun, and it seems like it's going to go some good places. All the actresses who play the witches, yeah, they've got cool sort of, they're quite individual. They're all got their own sort of personalities and their own traits, so they don't just blend into a coven. They're all quite sort of characters on their own.
Yeah, I've seen obviously the most part of episode 2, and it's essentially Agatha trying to recruit herself a coven to walk this witch's road and get more power at the end of it. But I thought the way that she has to play roles, she's never herself really, or never if she can help it. And I liked the way that she's always putting on accents, and it does harken back to her playing a role in WandaVision. Even though her appearance doesn't change, her accent changes and the way she holds herself changes. And I think Kathryn Hahn's doing a brilliant job. It's not the most subtle performance, but no, I'd argue it actually kind of is. Now I think about it, it is, compared to some superhero projects out there, it is fairly restrained, and it is subtle what she's doing. But at the same time, you're dealing with things like witches and powerful spells, and yeah, it's doing a good job of balancing a lot of things at the moment. Is it 7 episodes or 8, 9? I've sort of forgotten.
It's 8 episodes. We've got a double bill premiere, then we've got an episode per week right up until Halloween, and then we've got episode 7 and 8 on the same day. So it's a double drop at the beginning, double drop at the end. I guess that's just to make it align with Halloween, I think. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that would be cute. I'm definitely going to carry on watching it. Do you have any specific expectations or anything you want to see specifically? If
anything, I think I don't, and that's going to lend to its favour. I think if I went in with expectations, I'm going to be expecting them, and I'm going to be disappointed when it doesn't happen. But from what I'm aware, the writer, I think is it Jack Schaefer? She has watched Multiverse of Madness. She wrote WandaVision, and she has gone on record saying she has learnt from WandaVision and how she now knows that fans pay attention to every single little thing on screen, and she's going to make sure that nothing is there on accident now, which I appreciate,
brilliant.
because the whole thing of WandaVision is that we got episode 1 and 2 and everyone was blowing it out of proportion, saying we're going to get Aaron Taylor-Johnson back, we're going to get Evan Peters back as Quicksilver, we're going to have this, and none of it happened. And
Mephisto.
as much as we were... yeah, Mephisto, yeah. Senorita Scratch, or whatever the hell her bunny's called, is actually Mephisto, like... And she's gone on record on an interview and said, I know all this happened. This is not happening again. If there's something in the show, it means something. So that's what I'm glad about. I'm not even expecting to see Elizabeth Olsen, if I'm honest. I don't think she's going to show up either. So I have got zero expectations. I just know that this needs to sort of lead on to basically Wanda potentially still being alive, because they confirm she's coming back. So...
you're right. It's sort of an interesting dynamic, this show, because to bring up the Acolyte, if you'll allow, that show we went into with a lot of expectations, and obviously it fell short, and you can say that for a lot of films and a lot of TV shows of recent years. But Agatha, in a way, by it being such a niche sort of left field continuation of a story, you're like, oh, okay, I guess we're back with this character again. I think the first couple of episodes do justify its existence, I think, as being this fun road trip, just a sort of a very comic book-esque episodical thing that you can kind of take it or leave it. I think that's great. I don't imagine this will have too much impact on the MCU, but as you say, I'm kind of fine with it. I don't really need it to tie in with anything grander. If it's just fun and it's, you know, interesting and expands just a corner of the MCU, as though it's DLC, that's fine. Yeah, I think it almost at this point, I'd prefer that to it encroaching on a main character and then ruining a part of that and ruining a bit of their legacy. Like say if they did bring back Wanda, but she was again acting out of character and as she was in Multiverse of Madness, I don't think I'd want to see that. I'd prefer it if they just stuck to their own little corner and did their thing and told a good story, which so far I think they are, which is encouraging to see.
You're spot on there. You're spot on for sure, because I don't want to rant on it, but Multiverse of Madness, they Michael Waldron and Sam Raimi did not watch WandaVision. They said that. They said they did not watch any WandaVision before writing it. How can you do a follow-up film? And then in the long run, that film has damaged Wanda. It has damaged this character, and people have fallen off a bit. And this show isn't going to do that. It seems separate. It seems it's contained. I think it's going to have the slightest sort of thing at the end where it says Wanda's still alive and Joe Locke is now Wanda's son, basically. I think that's probably all we're going to get, which I'm happy with. But I think you summed it up. It's very bitchy, and it's very sort of camp and just a bit of fun. And I think that's a nice change for the MCU.
Yeah. We forgot to mention Joe Locke, really, but obviously had a huge rise to fame from Heartstopper, which is a show I haven't seen, but my mum has seen it, I think, and she vouches for it. But it's been very, very popular, and I'm glad to have been able to watch him in something. So I think he's made a very good impression. 2 episodes in, he's been charismatic and interesting to watch. So yeah, I think the bets are that as you say, he will be one of Wanda's sons, which probably makes
Wiccan,
sense.
isn't it? Billy Maximoff, I think, because you can literally see his lips move and say that name in the thing. It's a bit odd.
Can you?
They
try
when his mouth
his
did the
out.
M, and you could literally see the mouth movements going Billy Maximoff.
Oh right, okay. It's when they're talking in the car and she sort of loses hearing. I'm like, surely I'm rubbish at lip reading, but surely if you showed that to me,
someone can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet it's on a Reddit page somewhere. I just can't be bothered.
There's a deaf person that's gone on YouTube, and worked out what he was saying for sure.
And they've actually just had the whole show spoiled to them already, and they just can't watch it anymore. It'd be funny, actually. I didn't watch it with subtitles. Imagine if in subtitles it does just fill it in.
It just says it, yeah. That would be great. I'm going to go back and watch it on purpose with subtitles.
That would be such a mucker. But although I wouldn't put it past Disney, I bet they have done that.
Adam's going to talk to us about the new James McAvoy film, Speak No Evil. I don't know if you've seen a trailer for this, because the whole thing online is that this trailer has been absolutely everywhere, and the marketing has been non-stop on this film. It's been quite a thing on Twitter. I've seen the trailer. I plan to see it, but just life's been running away with me. But yeah, as I say, Adam has got to the cinema and he has watched it, and he's going to tell us what he thinks.
Yeah, so it is a remake of a 2022 film, I think a Danish film of the same name. And from what I understand, it's pretty much the same story, except like I think the way it winds up in like the last 20 minutes is tweaked for a sort of more, I don't know, Hollywood-esque audience, I suppose. But it stars James McAvoy. It also has Mackenzie Davis in there, who I thought was brilliant. I don't think I've seen her in anything before, but she was excellent. Aisling Franciosi, apologies about the pronunciation there, but Scoot McNairy, he's really good in it as well. Dan Howe, Alex West Leffler, some lots of exotic names in there now I look at it. But anyway, here's a rundown. I won't go through the whole cast because I'll just butcher everyone's name. But anyway, what's it about? An American couple who have moved to London are a bit unhappy. That I think they've had some job issues. They're also the wife had been sexting a man from school. Not a boy from school. Let me be clear about that. A man, as in a dad of one of the children at school. That would be quite dark. So it's sort of a weird dynamic where she's cheated, but not overtly enough that the whole marriage is written off. It's just like they're trying to work their way through it, and I think they've done some counselling and stuff. But essentially, they go on holiday to Italy, I think it is, and they end up meeting James McAvoy and his wife, who are this British couple who live in the West Country, right? Sort of very simple lifestyle, but they're very excitable and brash and very friendly and funny, and they instantly sort of inspire this American couple who are clearly having their own issues, and they need to sort of regain that zest for life, I suppose, which is what James McAvoy and his wife clearly have. The American couple have a young daughter who has anxiety and has this little bunny teddy bear, and she sort of scratches her arm and really freaks out if she doesn't have this teddy with her as a sort of comfort. And then you've also got the son of the British couple who, for whatever reason, has issues communicating, and the reason is that he was apparently born with a tongue that was too small for his mouth, so he can't really talk, hence the title Speak No Evil. So essentially they make friends on this holiday, and then as they leave they have a lovely time, a couple of weird interactions in conversation over dinner and stuff, but nothing too strange. They get invited to visit the West Country and go and spend a long weekend with this British family in the countryside. So the American couple, who I've gone back to rainy London, like they literally say, "Remind me why we decided to live in London," and it is absolutely pissing it down. I'm like, yeah, great. I just sort of sat back and looked at the screen. I was like, yeah, that's London. And so they decide to, you know what, let's just go. We don't really know this couple that well, but we'll go, and it might be good for us. It might be good for our marriage. It might be good for our daughter to sort of get her out of her shell a bit. So they go along, and there's a few weird mishaps. Like the wife is fed some meat, even though she's said on the holiday to them that she isn't, that she's like a pescatarian or doesn't eat meat. And you get this impression that the American couple are quite not well off really, but they are somewhat quite privileged, but aware of it and try and be quite considerate of getting like an electric car and eating sustainably and all sorts of things like that, which is something that the countryside folk kind of take the mick out of, but do understand, being that they're so in tune with nature and stuff. So you have this weird dynamic where they spend a few days and more weird social scenarios start occurring, and I won't go too much further into the plot because it would be spoilerific. But if you've seen the trailer, you know that James McAvoy is a creepy little man in this film. I mean, he's constantly going like, "That is very nice of you to say," and then he smiles and then goes like, like that with a sort of frown, but a grimace and a smile again, and it's very twisty and turny, and you're never quite sure, what way it's going to go. He just seems to be very erratic and odd, and then add into that the fact that their son is always trying to like run off and show the daughter something and be like, try and mime something's going on here. Look at this. My dad's got loads of watches in this cupboard and stuff like that. But again, that goes and gets explained in the film. So what did I think of it? I think the trailer almost gives it's sort of in two halves. To some degree, if you've seen the trailer, you might think it's quite cringy, which is what I was expecting to be my attitude towards it. But actually, having seen the film, I'm happy to say it kind of is self-aware and it avoids being cringy. Like, there's moments where you sort of want to laugh at how, what a horrible situation this is. Like, it's quite awkward, but deliberately so. So I'm glad that the trailer sort of isn't a true reflection of the film, but that sort of playful, sadistic vibe is definitely in it as well. So I ended up having a really good time with it. I'd give it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. I don't think it's a perfect film. I think it's a little bit cliche at points, and there's definitely some baffling character decisions. Like, there's one moment where the American couple do manage to basically escape, because they just want to try and find reasons to leave, really, because they do get uncomfortable, and then they end up turning back because the daughter's left her rabbit there, and you're like, oh, just leave it, and then she starts freaking out, and you're kind of in two minds. It's like, well, she's got anxiety, we need to go and get her one thing that's going to calm her down, but at the same time, if you go back, like, you may not necessarily leave again. Yeah. So it's like, oh, and they do decide to turn back. But anyway, I think it has fun with its premise. It knows what it is. James McAvoy's hamming it up, chewing scenery, screaming, shouting, punching walls. Just an absolute tank as well in this film. Like, you wouldn't want to piss him off. The American couple, again, I give some credit to the actress who plays the mum. She's really good, as is the dad. I think actually they have almost a tougher, the tougher role of really being the leads. Even though James McAvoy's on the poster, you actually spend a lot more time with these guys, and what James McAvoy and his wife is doing is sort of behind the scenes or left up to the imagination almost. And at times it's not entirely clear, obviously, to keep the secret and to keep the mystery up. But I think the two leads do a great job, and some good child acting as well. I didn't think it was a hindrance to the film either, which I think is, for some people, a make or break part of movies like this. But all around the board, everyone understood the assignment, I guess you could say. But I really like Speak No Evil, and I'd recommend that you go and check it out, Alf.
I was shocked that it's up your street. I have seen a lot of the Danish one. I haven't seen the whole film sat down. I've seen a lot of the clips, and I know the reasoning for why the kid can't talk and stuff. So I didn't think this would be up your street. But clearly you actually did quite like it.
I think it's not actually as violent as I thought it was going to be.
Right, okay.
It's quite cutting, and obviously not in a physical way, but I felt some of the lines that the characters say are really punchy, and I think it's got a good script. Obviously it's an adaptation of that film, and I think potentially it was a book before, don't quote me on that, but it feels like it was a novel adaptation. I could be wrong. But there are definitely some lines in here where you're like, there was one where I'll try my best to kind of recreate the noise it made me make, but I went like, oh, like in the cinema, like it was dead quiet, and I went like, oh, like that. A proper sort of involuntary, just like shock kind of, I don't know how you, like a scoff, I guess, but in sort of the best way possible as well. Like it's just fun. I think it is really tense and gripping at the end. You really don't know, what's going to happen. And I'm sure I do have a vague memory of, I think, that 2022 Danish film, because I think I did know, like, as you say, like, about the boy and stuff. But to be vague, you don't really see it. You're just kind of told it, which I suppose is a bit of a flaw. There aren't really flashbacks particularly, so it does avoid some of the more gritty details of the plot that I guess it could have shown. But really, it's not concerned about that. It's concerned about the family dynamic with the American couple and their daughter, and I think for the most part that all works very well. So it's not like I was yearning to see more of the backstory of the villains, I suppose. But I did have a pleasant time with it, and I think the audience I saw it with were also on board with it, and a real range of ages as well. It had some old people in there, some freshers in there. I could tell they probably like first outing with their housemates, sort of like pissing about. A bit of chatter, but nothing too distracting. It was just a good time at the cinema, and I'd recommend it. I will say, actually, I've just reminded myself, there was an old couple on the same row as me, and I don't know what it is. I think I've mentioned some stories on the podcast recently, but in this summer, I would say, the cinema etiquette just off the wall, like really shabby. And this old lady, bless her, clearly needed like a drink of water or just a cough. And instead of just coughing once loudly and getting it out of the way, which is what I did at one point, you've got to just go like a that kind of properly clear your throat. She instead decided to kind of stifle it and keep it to herself, really. So instead of just coughing once, as I say, she kind of just went like like that frequently for about 20 minutes in the third act. I'm like, that's criminal. And I think I was really the only person that it affected, but I didn't really care. But it was just a funny thing. I was like, I kept like sort of side-eyeing them, like, just cough, like, or get a glass of water. Just like chirp up for 20 seconds, cough, and then you're done. Like it was like she was trying to be polite, but it was ultimately in vain and sort of having the adverse effect. But bless them, they enjoyed it as well, and were respectful to the film apart from that. Time now to talk about the new Netflix show, which has got a lot of traction online. I think these sort of shows always get a bit of attention from the media and on Twitter and stuff. People love a good, real, true crime, murder drama. They love it. They lap it up.
And ironically, Ryan Murphy always seems to be at the centre of the debate. So he is the guy who wrote Glee. And then from Glee, he went on and wrote lots of stuff. But the main thing he did is American Horror Story, which is obviously still ongoing. He then also did American Crime Story, where he did one about O.J. Simpson. He did one about Giovanni Versace. And then he did a new series called Monsters. First season was on Jeffrey Dahmer. And then the second season is on LYLE and ERIK Menendez. And all four of those, O.J. Simpson, Dahmer, the Versace one, and this one, have got heated debate online about how it's not particularly accurate. Let's just say that. But it's at number 1 on the Netflix charts, and everyone's talking about it. So thought I'd give it a watch. I was aware of the case beforehand. Were you, Adam? Are you aware of the case?
I think only through people talking about it, but like as a result of the trailer. I don't think I was. Okay,
cool. So yeah, basically, Lyle and ERIK Menendez. They're born in America, I believe, but their dad was Cuban. Their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez. Basically, they shot them with a shotgun. I think around 20 times in total. And yeah, they killed them. And they are still in prison now. They got like several life sentences. They're still in prison. But the whole ordeal is the thing that got them there. They originally blamed the mafia. So this was in 1989. So obviously peak turmoil in America sort of time. They blamed the mafia at first. They then changed their story again. And then eventually they changed their story to child abuse. And essentially this just took on multiple different points of view. There's lots of family accounts saying how, this father, you could tell how horrible he was. There's other people come out with abuse claims about the father. There is also stuff where they're saying this is a complete lie, like the way that the brothers faked it. Basically, they said the mafia did it when they did it. They lied. They didn't tell anyone about the child abuse angle until the attorney, they got a lawyer, for their trial, and that lawyer had previously just won a case on a child abuse claim. So there's loads of differing opinions, and some people believe them, some people don't. It's worth watching the show, I guess, to make your decision, even though the show does not do a great job of showing it. But yeah, anyway, I'll just run it through briefly before I give my opinions. So one of the things the show really portrays is how after they murdered their parents, they went on a shopping spree for a month and spent $700,000 in 1989. So that's probably millions of pounds. Is
that all?
Yeah, right.
I get at least 5 cars.
Right. Yeah, so there's a whole lot, and the show really does show both sides. But I would say it takes the parent side more, which is an odd choice with a thing such as sexual abuse, because overall it's difficult to argue when it's an abuse claim, isn't it? So it's weird that the show took that angle off the bat, I'd say anyway. But the main thing people are moaning about is the weird incest angle that the show is taken.
Yeah.
From what I'm aware, I've done a little bit of research after, there is no evidence at all to suggest that they were in an incestuous relationship. But the show very clearly shows you them, like, after they kill their parents, like, making out with each other, getting off of each other, and then having showers together, and then, what else? Trying to think. Oh, then outright saying that they're in an incestuous relationship and they killed their parents to cover it up. It's a weird point of view to take.
Yeah, what a wild, it's already an interesting, legal case, right? You don't need to weirdly spice this up. And this is the thing that I was saying about that trailer in the cinema. Like, that's the way they've sold this show completely.
Yeah,
on that,
it really
which
is 100%.
That's mad.
Like there's a whole scene where they go out and they both buy a Porsche, they go and buy new clothes. They really like amp up their sort of their brattiness almost, like the way they're clearly quite privileged. And then they have a big party and you've got them like making out amongst all their friends, and all their friends are looking at them weird. So it's shot in a way that doesn't even suggest it's hearsay. It's shot in a way that makes it seem like, oh, this is true. Which is a really weird point to take, because like I said, from what I'm aware, there's no evidence of it or anything.
That's wild.
Yeah, and so people are saying it's very fan fiction-y, and potentially Ryan Murphy just wanted to get 2 very good looking actors on screen to get off of each other, which has been quite a lot of his TV shows are like that. American Horror Story is incredibly like camp and gay and stuff. Glee obviously famously is, and then the Versace TV show he did is exactly the same with that, where it's really sort of over sexualized potentially. And I know there's always a crossover usually between horror films and like sexuality and stuff. It's quite a rooted thing in the genre, but yeah, seems a weird choice for this one.
was Dharma anything like this? I kind
so
of
Dharma,
passed me by, really.
Almost, yeah, not maybe to the extent, but very heavily focuses on the fact that he was gay and he was doing it because he was like sexually attracted to it and stuff. So it kind of seems like he picks out his projects specifically for that element, which it's a bit odd to me. It's a bit much, but
it's interesting. But yeah, you're right. Kind of once you've done that with one real life case, especially when it is so muddied with the facts and you know, it's people's lives, and I presume these brothers are still alive today, right, in prison or something.
They are, and they've made statements about the show.
Yeah,
I presume they've got to watch it. Like,
yeah, what interesting thing to do. Like, it's all well and good telling a story like that, but I would argue, does it need couldn't you just do that unrestrained with original characters in a fictional story? I don't know.
And the thing is, I think there's enough hearsay to indulge in like the gay element, because that's clearly what he likes doing. He's gay, and all his shows are very gay. But and one of the brothers is rumored to be gay. So clearly there's that element there. But just the angle that they took with the incest thing is a weird choice. But anyway, I'll just do some brief opinions. So we have Javier Bardem playing Jose Menendez, so their dad. And then we have Chloe Sevigny playing Kitty, their mum. And then you have Cooper Koch playing ERIK, and then Nicholas Alexander Chavez playing LYLE. The show really does just focus on those four. There's lots of other characters, but overall, you're only really focusing on them four people. And off the bat, I will say Javier Bardem, as always, so good. He is so good. He is creepy. He is intimidating. He's really unnerving. You genuinely feel like he's gonna, like, any second they're sat at a dinner table, he's gonna turn around and like start beating someone up or something. Like, he plays this character, this person, I guess real person, with like such conviction, and like he's so convincing. I think everything Javier Bardem is in is always elevated by his appearance.
Not to undercut the seriousness of the story, but it isn't the first time Javier Bardem has shared the screen with a character called LYLE, and that's a fun little...
I forgot about that, yeah, right? I didn't even realise he was in that film until you watched it the other day and sent me a picture. I was like, what the fuck is Javier Bardem doing in this stupid ass film?
And he sings very well, like he really does. And like Shawn Mendes voicing the crocodile. Anyway, what a wild film.
I do think Javier Bardem is underrated. I think he's in a lot, and I don't think he gets enough credit. He's always pointed out for No Country for Old Men, which he is absolutely the best bit in that film. But I do think he's the best Bond villain as well. I think Ralph Silver in Skyfall is the best Bond villain, hands down. But
where he takes out his like jaw thing, like his cheek. Great scene.
So good. And then as I said, the mum was played by Chloe Sevigny. She's in a lot of the American Horror Story stuff, so Ryan Murphy clearly has just gone to her because he thinks she's a great actress. And she's great. She's so she was in the real life story. Apparently she was also involved in the abuse, not as full on, but she was aware of it and also sort of slightly involved. And she plays this character who's creepy, unhinged, like unstable, kind of a bit like sickening. Like, obviously the whole story's sickening, but she really portrays like quite a vileness almost. Great. And then the two actors who play ERIK and LYLE, as I said, Cooper and Nicholas, I've not seen them in anything, and from what I'm aware, they're both quite new actors. I think they've only been in one or two things other than this, but this will get them some roles for sure, because like, if your opinions aside on the story and how they're portraying it and how the script is making them portray it, they're great actors. They convey like the child abuse so well. They convey like the torture, the torment, the scenes where they're in the court crying. They're all of this, like, it never shows anything explicit, as it shouldn't. That's obviously too much, but the way it's implied and the way they talk about it is, they're both very, very, very good. I will also say as well, the the show is quite a theme today, it seems, but campiness. It is very camp, as all of Ryan Murphy's stuff is. Quite stylized. The music, the setting, the costumes, everything about it really captures like 1980s, 1990s. And it does it really well. It's convincing, and it's all of his shows, for want of your opinion of his writing, all of his shows always portray the era it's set in really well. But yeah, the theming's, the feeling's on point. But overall, I would recommend it. I've recommended it to a couple of people already, especially if you are aware of the story, and I guess wanted a bit of dramatization of it, a bit of character, a bit of like a bit more explicit sort of what about the whole thing. I was quite enthralled by their performances, to be honest, by all four, Javier Bardem, and then Cooper Koch and Nicholas Alexander Chavez as well. The three of them like is their group. He obviously got two sons and the dad, and it's powerful stuff for sure. It's really well acted. But yeah, it's just a shame it's surrounded by all this controversy. But I guess it wouldn't be a Ryan Murphy production if it wasn't surrounded by controversy. So
yeah, it's inherent with taking on a task like that, isn't it? Of adapting something so contrived, in real life. So yeah, that's an interesting one. I think from the way you've described it, I'm more inclined to go and watch that than I am to watch Dharma.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I preferred it over Dharma for sure.
Try and give it a watch,
I would recommend it. It's not gratuitous, I don't think, it is in the way it's over sexualizing it and stuff, but it's not on screen depiction or anything like that. So it's sort of fairly tasteful in some kind of way. And to be honest, Netflix are releasing I wouldn't shock me if it's done on purpose, because exactly what they did with Dharma. When they released Dharma, they then released a documentary about the real life with interviews with them and all that kind of thing, where I guess they'll portray it in a bit more of a non-biased way potentially, or a bit more cut and dry, with just saying yes, the way they did with Dharma. They're releasing a documentary this Friday about it, and I imagine in this documentary they're gonna state like, no, this was this, but we'll see.
It would, what I'd almost like to see. I don't know how dated it would feel, but when you'd watch those old shows, and it would be like the breakdown of how someone, burgled a shop or something, and then the presenter would like walk through this CGI and then the actor, the criminal broke this glass and walked through here, and like I'd like to almost see a documentary from Netflix like that. I'm sure there are ones like it where these show adaptations are intercut with the interviews of the real thing. I don't know how well that would sit with audiences nowadays. I think maybe some people do just want the glitz and the glam of a naughty, drama. But I don't know. Maybe that would be like a happy medium to sort of keep it relatively grounded and stick to the facts, but while also making it, I guess, more commercial than just a straight up hour and a half documentary. I don't know if that would solve some problems, or if it's just a bit of a bygone thing. It's the return of the sound game this week. As with last week, we've got 6 sounds for the other host to hear. And there's a point for getting the film, and there's a point for getting the actor. This week I prepared 6 sounds for you, Alfie. I'm going to try and keep score because I forgot to last time I did it. I think you'll do okay. Some of these might be difficult. I think the actor in a couple might be difficult.
Right. Okay.
If you'd like a hint before we start, they're all from post 2000. So they're all fairly recent movies. Play the first clip when you're ready.
Well, let's just question the man's friend.
Friend? You think that's a friend? It's an animal.
He looks sad. I really don't enjoy how that's making me feel, actually.
That one is it's Adam Warlock, which is, my God, the guy with eyebrows from Guardian of the Galaxy, right? Volume 3.
Yeah.
Will Poulter?
Correct. Yes, yeah, well done.
Yeah, nice. Underrated
Nice
Marvel
work.
film, I think. That is a
Yep.
that is a gem in the recent sort of roster of films, in my opinion.
Yeah. Probably, other than Civil War, but then that's not really a conclusion to the trilogy. Maybe the best conclusion to a trilogy in the MCU? I'm trying to think, because Ragnarok just is sort of another reboot.
Ragnarok fell
Iron Man
flat.
3 is
Yeah, totally.
rubbish. Ant-Man 3.
Yeah,
Probably, definitely the best one.
It's like a nice sort of 3 films, isn't it? It's a nice story with the 3 films, and it sort of proper rounds it off rather than leaving it lingering in the air. Next sound.
Does the idea of weaponry trouble you?
No, I've fired several rifles. I've fun fairs and won prizes. But I've never fired one in anger or at a cat.
Well, it's definitely... it's definitely Alan Partridge. But I have no idea what film or anything.
Do you not? It's
No.
I don't know if you've seen it. It's the Alan Partridge film from I think 2013 or something called Alpha Papa Alan Partridge.
I've heard of it. Yeah, okay.
It's a decent film. It's not like the best comedy ever, don't get me wrong, but it's got some really good laughs. And there's a moment where he's being recruited by the police to basically go into the radio studio and be this communicator, basically, for the hostages and for the what do you call someone that's got hostages? The criminal. I don't know. That's
Terrorist?
the yeah, sure, yeah. Although having seen the film, I don't know if I'd call him quite a terrorist. Well, no, he has got a gun. Yeah, no, he is a terrorist. But I urge you to watch it because it's like, it's also got no real canonical. I think like he does reference it in other Alan Partridge stuff since, but it's like so wildly life changing, and then he just does this time where he's hosting This Morning basically, and it's like he doesn't reference it at all. It's quite funny.
Sound number 3.
How do you like this?
Oh, lady, what is wrong with you? Oh, get a grip on yourselves, people.
You're a bad kitty.
I mean, this one I don't know. This might be tricky. Oh, go on.
I 100% know it, but I just cannot place it.
Do you want to play it again, or do you want a hint?
It's animated, isn't it?
Yep.
You're about, when she... Oh, you're going to tell me. No, I'm not going to get it, but when you say it, I'm going to kill myself. Go on.
Play it one more time, and then I'll tell you. Sorry, it's really awkward to skip back on the audio.
Oh, don't worry, we've got Alan Partridge for a second time.
It's Alan Partridge Alpha Papa 2. No.
Here we go, here's the clip.
How do you like this?
Oh, lady, what is wrong with you?
It's Madagascar.
Get a grip on yourselves,
Yes.
people.
Yep. Well done.
It's Madagascar. And then it's Alex the Lion, isn't it? But I don't know who plays Alex the Lion.
It's the guy from Zoolander. The main guy, Blue Steel.
Oh, yes.
Kind of similar to Steel, his last name. Steel.
Ben Stiller, Night Museum guy, isn't it? Yeah.
I'll give you that.
You're so kind, so kind. Right.
Yeah,
sound.
I love Madagascar.
I was there. I was going to say Incredibles. I don't know why. And I was just like, no, I know it. And then, yeah. Good suggestion of second time rounds. Sound number 4.
Maybe we can talk about what they did to my partner's face.
Holy God, what are you showing me?
His head.
Come on!
Open your eyes!
It's the fat man, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I was
Jeffrey
going
Wright
back.
and Colin Farrell.
Yes. Do you want 2 points for that? Are we gonna?
What a great scene! That I forgot about that.
Yeah, it is great. I mean, that's obviously I put that in there for the Penguin, but it was also Batman Day at the weekend. 85 years of the Bat. Best superhero, like unequivocally.
Yeah, hands
in my
down,
mind.
right? Yeah, same. Penguin is something that I need to get on personally. Apparently, it is amazing.
I've seen the first 5
difficult,
minutes,
isn't it?
and I'm hooked.
Good.
Yeah.
Sound number 5.
Who are you?
I am Steve.
Fucking hell. Horrible. So I'm aware it's called. Is it called A Minecraft Movie? Not even the Minecraft Movie, right?
Yeah.
A Minecraft Movie. And we've got Bowser himself, Jack Black, going, I am Steve.
I'm Steve. Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it?
It's so horrible. Right. We've got sound 6.
Is there something I can call you that's a little less ominous?
Sam.
Sam. Is there somewhere we can meet Sam and talk about this?
Meet me on top of the Fairmont Hotel without anyone else, or I'll jump.
Have a unit go to the Fairmont Hotel.
I don't know if you've seen this, but listen to the voice. The last voice in that piece is quite a recognisable actor.
It sounds familiar. I think I've seen it, but I just can't place it. Let's go again, shall we?
Sam.
Sam. Is there somewhere we can meet Sam and talk about this?
Meet me on top of the Fairmont Hotel without anyone else, or I'll jump.
Have a unit go to the Fairmont Hotel.
No, you're gonna have to tell me that one. I think I'm gonna kick myself, but go on.
It is a film I've only seen once, but I remember absolutely loving. It is The Zodiac, or just Zodiac. Yeah. And I only got onto it because I was like, oh, I've done a Batman clip, and that's very heavily inspired by the Zodiac. So I threw that one in there. But stacked cast, Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo, who you can hear at the end of that clip. And that's a really horrible scene where they think it's him that rings into the TV studio. And like this, the presenter's just got like people in his ear telling him like, right, keep him talking, ask this question, and it's like really frenetic, and just this horrible breathing. And he's like, then he starts talking about his headaches that he gets. Then he just screams to himself. It's horrible, very creepy.
The only reason I've seen that film is because Dr. Jaron Murphy recommended it, and then at uni, and then they went away and watched it. Yeah, that's the only reason. He said how much he likes that film, so he went away and watched it.
Is it? Yeah, I guess it is journalistic. Yeah, sure, why not? That should have been on the reading list. This is such a like niche, like possibly off podcast thing. But you know, they started that film club, and like they did a screening, but it was on a day I couldn't go, so even I wasn't there. That I think they played some random journalism film that I'd never even heard of. But I'm like, if they'd started it with Nightcrawler, Zodiac, I mean, we'd be scarred. We probably would have dropped out actually, but
that's what Jaron wanted to do. I remember Jaron saying he wanted to do not Zodiac. He wanted to do Nightcrawler. Is Nightcrawler? Yeah, Nightcrawler. And he got told no, it's too much. So they had to pick a different film that no one has ever heard of.
Yeah, fair enough, to be fair. I mean, She Said was out at the same time, but again, there's not really many positive journalism films out there, is there, really?
Just because journalism's not very positive, Adam.
No, you're quite right. The news isn't fun.
No, it's not.
And on that dour note, you've reached the end of Moving Up episode 33.
Now you've all enjoyed an hour of fun and good times, and now you can all go away and hate yourselves and be depressed.
Watch the news at 10. Yeah, and you're going to have to wait an entire week for the next episode.
An entire week? Oh, what are they going to have to wait an entire week for, Adam? What films are we reviewing next week?
Oh, great little segue that. It's not Joker yet, is it? But it is Megalopolis, a wild film.
Not this one.
Next week is going to be weird. So you've got Megalopolis that I've booked in for, and there's also a new Saoirse Ronan film about alcoholism, I think, called The Outrun, which does look very moving. So you might have one great film and one film that's like indescribable. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
I am going to go try See Substance.
Okay,
I've heard
brave man.
a lot of raving about this and how vile it is and stuff. So I am going to go try along and see it. I'm a big fan of torture porn and Saw and all that genre of horrible, horrible film. So I think I'm going to go and try see it because it's getting good reviews, even though people are saying it's not very, well, it's vile. People are saying it's good. So yeah, that's my plan.
I've read the Wikipedia page, so I know it, like, you know, sort of exactly what happens to each spoiler. I'm not. I will give that a miss. Thanks. I think just for my.
Speak No Evil was fine, but this one's a bit much. Yeah.
Yeah. I know my limits for now, at least. Anyway.
If you want to follow us on social media, you can follow us at Movie On Up. That's on TikTok and Instagram. And then if you want to email in, we'd love to hear some opinions, some movie reviews. Give us some questions to answer, that kind of thing. Any kind of contact with us, you can email in hello@movieonup.com.
Lovely stuff. Yeah, good point about getting people to send in their reviews. You know, it doesn't need to be questions. Any sort of interaction would be lovely. And if you've enjoyed this episode, go back, check our back catalogue. You don't need to watch them in order. It's not like the MCU. Don't worry. You can just dip in and have a little bite-sized chunk of movie in your day.
I will say I'm looking forward to the next few months of movies because the end of summer dump month has ended and we're now getting back into some good stuff. We've got Paddington in Peru coming. We've got Joker 2.
Yeah.
We've got a few others here and there, and I'm quite excited for what's to come.
Joker Folie à Dieu will be, two episodes time. So not next week, but the week after, we'll have a Joker review for you, which I'm very interested in.
I am.
Well, yeah, as you said, Paddington. We've got Gladiator 2. We've got Wicked Part 1. Yeah, fair amount of stuff coming up.
Gavin and Stacey Christmas special.
Oh my god, yeah. That Wallace and Gromit thing.
Wallace and Gromit thing. Spot on. See, that's what you got to come. So keep tuning in and you can got all that to come, guys.
Incredible scenes. Thank you very much for listening. I've been Adam Barlow.
I've been Alfie Walker, and if I don't see you through the week,
we'll see you through the window.